What is up, everyone? Welcome into the Titans post-game recap podcast with Titans Tube. I'm Caleb. This is Amy here joining us, and we also have Justin.
What's up, Amy?
What is up?
Hello.
How's it going? This is a happy podcast, dude. We just beat the Houston Texans at home, 20-17, which, by the way, is exactly the score I predicted the Titans to win by in our preview video. Can I
that's
can
impressive.
I get a little humble brag there?
You are amazing.
Yeah, you can humble brag.
I'm amazing.
And,
Thank you.
Can I do a humble brag? My key was for there to be no turnovers.
Justin.
So even though I got the score wrong, what?
That's good of you. No, keep going. I was like, yeah, keep going.
Oh, I thought, okay, it's my bad. Yeah, no turnovers and we'd win. And so that my key was correct, and then your score prediction was correct. So we're like the smartest football talking people.
Yeah, we're the smartest football talking people. That should be our slogan. Titans Tube, the smartest football talking people out there.
Put that on a shirt.
I support that.
Okay, before we get into this recap podcast, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, hang10.com. Use the code TitansTube to get 10% off any of their apparel, awesome Titans Apparel, and then the Backyard Dog BBQ Sauce. Check out their GoFundMe in the description below. And thank you to all of our patrons. Check out our Patreon account if you want to support the channel. Okay, into the game. Titans win the home opener 20-17. Justin, tossing it to you.
Okay. Oh, you're going to toss it to me. I was going to shout out Amy because she's not wearing a Hang 10 shirt, so that's going to have to be corrected at some point.
She's not wearing a Hang 10 shirt, and she's the only person on the show right now that did not pick the Titans to win. Amy, let's get your thoughts first.
Let's start with her.
On the game.
Yeah.
I want to hear from Amy, too. What did you see in the game?
Ye of little faith.
Because, you were doubting the Titans before the game started, and maybe even, through most of the game.
Can anyone blame me for doubting the Titans? That's all I want to know. I did doubt the Titans, and I am getting a little choked up because I'm just so emotional over it. I'm so glad that they proved me wrong. Finally, we did something. There was some productivity. Starting out the game with that fake punt. Yes.
That was incredible.
Yes, I liked it. Gutsy call. I liked it. Yeah, Titans impressed me today. I feel like we did. I saw a lot of positives on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. But yeah, I was just really surprised and impressed that we were able to beat a team like the Texans, especially without Mariota, Delaney Walker, and Taylor Lewan.
And Jack Conklin and Dennis Kelly. Just to add to the list.
We were 3 tackles short today. That's crazy.
So many odds were stacked against us, in my opinion. We totally overcame them, and that was amazing. And I think it's going to be huge for the team morale.
Yeah, there were so many Titans fans on social media this week just writing us off as just go ahead and starting 0-4. Like, this is the NFL. Take one game at a time, people. Come on. You can't. Titans fans are so overreactionary to stuff like that, man. But we believed. We believed. And along that same for Amy, but
okay, I want to say I'm not the overreactionary type. I'm just the realistic type. I definitely think of things. I know there's a little magic that can be thrown in when it comes to sports, but I still am a more realistic. This is just honestly what I think is going to happen, whether I want it to or not. That needs to be remembered, too. Just because I picked the Texans to win didn't mean I want them to.
But it didn't happen, so it wasn't realistic. Amy.
Exactly. So your pick was completely unrealistic.
Falsilistic.
Falsilistic. That's a new word.
But I was going to say, along that same line, how it's the NFL and everything is kind of unpredictable. Like, how about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Everyone thought that they were going to start out 0-3, and Fitzmagic
Okay, let's talk about
that. Wow.
Fitzmagic taking down the Philly Eagles, so maybe they are beatable.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, no, I'm just saying. A lot of people expected us to be 0-4, but now look at us, 1-1.
1-1, and still,
and it feels good, man.
2 more games to play before we play 4 games even. So I don't know why people were writing off those 2 games either. Everyone knows we beat the Jags every time we play them. And they're putting it to New England right now. Okay,
that's crazy.
Let's just get into this game. Exciting one. Titans started off strong. We were up 14-0, and then fell behind, gave up 17 unanswered points through the third quarter.
Unbelievable win. I mean, the word that comes to mind for this game is gutsy. that was a gutsy performance by the team, considering Delaney Walker is out for the year, and we mentioned the 3 tackles that weren't able to suit up for us this game. So a lot of backups had to step up and play big, and especially Blaine Gabbert, man. How about a competent backup QB getting the job done for us? That was very impressive. I mean, his stats don't blow you away. He threw for 117 yards and a touchdown, but he did what we needed him to do. And when we needed a drive from him at the end of the game to tie it up, he did that. Then we needed him again to drive down the field and get the winning field goal, and that's what he did. So no turnovers. It was a clean game from Gabbert. Pretty happy to see our backup quarterback able to step up to the challenge and get it done for us.
I mean, I saw you tweet that, but that is exactly why we upgraded the backup quarterback position in the offseason. And I know you look at Gabbert's stats, 13 of 20, 117 yards, 1 touchdown. But, as you said in your key, Justin, the big number there, 0 turnovers, zero interceptions. LaFleur and Vrabel, especially LaFleur, I guess, didn't ask Gabbert to do, like, a whole lot in the passing game. I mean, a lot of dinks and dunks, a lot of design plays, even on his 1 touchdown pass. That was mostly Taywan Taylor on the wide receiver screen, and Taylor juked the pants out of the Honey Badger, put him on the ground.
Yeah.
That was an awesome move. Didn't ask him to do too much, which we never really asked Matt Castle to do that much, and he wasn't even capable of doing what we asked him to do. So definitely an upgrade to get Gabbert as a backup quarterback to come in and win games when Mariota's going to miss. Because, I mean, through 4 seasons with Mariota, I'm starting to lean towards that he's a little injury prone. I don't know if he'll ever complete a full season, but it's nice to know that we can have someone that can come in and win division games, big division games against.
Seriously, man, division game. It doesn't get sweeter than that. Taking down the Houston Texans, which could bode well down the line if we need a tiebreaker matchup or starting off the season 1-0 in the division is huge.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was great to get that bad taste from the Miami game out of my mouth too. I've been waiting all week for this game, just being like, I want to see the Titans play again because I know we weren't that bad and we're not going to get that injured.
This was the Scope mouthwash, sponsor us, that washed out that last game against Miami. And I think it was really good, like y'all were talking about, just to see that we have a backup who can at least win games for us. Like y'all both said, not the most impressive stat line, but at the end of the day, we got a win. And I think that this is really crucial that Mariota got to rest this week and then this game as well. I think it's only going to help his recovery process. If he had to come in and, try to save us from losing this game, I think it would have set back his recovery time, whether he did anything to it, more to his hand, arm, elbow, shoulder, whatever it is, or not. Just the fact that he would have to come in the game and use it, I think would have definitely put back the recovery process. So I don't think that needs to be overlooked either, the fact that he did get to rest this whole game.
That's true.
Yeah, good point.
So earlier on in the week, Vrabel said that we were going to see both quarterbacks play in this game, and everyone was a little confused by that statement because they figured if Mariota was healthy enough to play, why wouldn't he just play as many snaps as possible? But then we heard, with Lawan being out, Conklin already being out, and then Dennis Kelly being in the hospital, which, by the way, we wish the best to Dennis Kelly. I hope you recover from whatever.
Yeah, man.
I think it's a virus that he's dealing with, but I heard this morning that he may miss multiple weeks with that. So best wishes to Dennis Kelly, but starting Kevin, and then a new guy making his NFL career debut.
I don't know who that was. Was it 69 at right tackle? Is that Tyler Mars?
Yeah, I think that's it. That's right. And
dude. Shout out on that offensive line. We gave up one sack, but against that front seven, that's a win. That is a straight up win for the offensive line.
Yes, I mean the football gods did bless us this morning by putting Jadeveon Clowney as unable to play, so that was nice. We didn't have to go up against Watt and Clowney with that beat up offensive line, but still, man. I repeat what you were saying. Props to that offensive line. Gabbert only getting sacked once, and. We didn't do much in the run game, but did enough to get the job done.
Yeah, both Henry and Lewis averaged 3 yards a carry. 18 carries for Henry, 14 for Lewis. So very, very much of a split backfield usage there for Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, very.
And one thing I do want to mention before we get into specifics and like the effects of this win that I heard Mike Keith mention on the post-game radio show or whatever is that, and I think Amy touched on this too, the team morale. Like this is huge for this new coaching staff to get a win. I think it'll bring the players and coaches closer together for this. There's been a lot of changes, a lot of turnover, not just on the roster, but the biggest one is the coaching staff. So I think that will instill a lot of faith for the players to have in the coaches, and I think that's just a huge morale thing to build on going forward.
Well,
so
I think you kind of
just want to throw that out there.
I think we kind of saw it too, like after the win when Deshaun Watson just essentially ran out the clock, and it hit 0.
That's crazy.
I feel like you kind of saw it. I really saw emotion in Vrabel, in the coaching staff, and the players. They were, it wasn't really that dramatic of an end, I guess, but they were really excited, really pumped. And I think definitely feel like they were celebrating that locker room after the win.
Oh, yeah. They were. From my view, they were like running around on the field like right as the clock expired. Like they were pumped up. They were excited to get this win. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
It was good to see the contrast. I remember the cameras cutting to Vrabel's face several times during that Miami Dolphins game late in the game, and he almost looked like a deer in the headlights, kind of lost, very expressionless, almost like scratching his beard, not knowing what to do. He was very emotional today. I saw him high-fiving the players, shouting at them as they're coming off the field, giving them support, and just the morale of the whole team is back up after it was destroyed last week. I think the final straw was that Delaney Walker injury, which is still unfortunate, but
yeah, it was. Hey, you guys keep talking. I gotta change the battery pack, but it's plugged in. I'll be back in like 2 seconds.
Okay.
Carry on without me.
We have to talk to each other now.
We have to talk. We're never left alone to talk to each other.
No, but maybe we're beating a dead horse, but continuing with this morale thing, I think that it has more of an impact than people think, especially to just the fact that we were able to win this game with our backup quarterback and all those linemen being out without Delaney Walker, and we were still able to beat a really good defense and a good team.
Yeah, it's good to know now. They always have that huge stat going into week 2 where teams who start the season 0-2 only have like a 12% chance of making the playoffs based on the history of the NFL. So it's a big thing that, you don't want to start 0-2.
Yeah.
Both of these teams, Titans and the Texans, possible playoff contenders coming into this game at 0-1. So I think it's great for the Titans that we were able to come out at 1-1. That bodes well in favor of the statistics.
Also, shout out to our third string quarterback, apparently Kevin Byard.
Kevin Byard, what can he not do? First of all, how many people out there knew Kevin Byard was left-handed? Because I don't remember seeing
Shout out to all the lefties out there.
Yeah, Justin Byard. And Amy, lefties. That's weird. Look at that.
I didn't know you were a lefty.
Way
to go, Amy. Good job.
Yeah.
We are learning this in real time.
You guys didn't know each other were left-handed? Wow. Learning something
we don't know each other very well.
Day here
Were we
on
even
Titans
actually
Tube.
Friends?
Man. We are actually friends.
But how about that? Kevin Byard, 158.3, perfect passer rating. It was a beautiful spiral. Dane Cruikshank coming out with his first NFL TD of his career. Welcome to the NFL, Dane Cruikshank.
He was our leading receiver for the game. One catch for 66 yards.
I know. I clicked on the ESPN app to see the leading stats after the game, and it had him as the leading receiver, and I was like, that's funny. Going on, though, leading into the receiving game, I thought Corey Davis had a pretty good game. He's got to learn to hold on to that ball. He's making great moves on the run after the catch. And, that stiff arm, he just ended Johnson's career there on that one play. But later in the game when he's trying to pick up extra yards. Was it Johnson?
Jonathan Joseph.
It was Jonathan Joseph.
Kevin Johnson wasn't in the game.
Okay, you're right. Jonathan Joseph. My bad. Got the names mixed up. But then later in the game when he's trying to pick up extra yards, he had that crucial fumble that, thank God it got knocked out of bounds because that would have been backbreaking. And since we're on the morale train, that would have been a morale killer.
Seriously, my head almost exploded just watching him fumble that ball. Man, we could have definitely lost the game if the Texans had recovered that. We've seen him do that before too. He fumbled a ball last year that went through the end zone for a touchback. So He's got to take care of the ball better. But yeah, he was huge in this game. He was definitely our best receiver on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's something that he's just a young player. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of young wide receivers are trying to get extra yards. You see a lot of the veteran receivers, they're avoiding the hits, as much as they can, because they realize that their bodies just can't take a beating and keep playing every game week in and week out in the NFL. So I kind of hope that someone coaches Corey Davis up on that to where he kind of avoids as many hits as possible. I'd love to see the fight for the extra yards, but there's ways to get it without putting your body in jeopardy and the ball in jeopardy as much as he's doing. So I think that's something that he needs to work on going forward, because he's already been, had a plagued with injuries through the first year and through the offseason this year. So I would hate to lose him at this point when our wide receiver depth is pretty questionable.
Like you said, he's just a young player trying to do too much probably on that play, which caused him to fumble.
But I still like the game he had. I still like seeing him as the number one targeted player, especially without Delaney Walker, because I think Corey Davis has skills, and I think he's going to get there. And I would love to see him see us go to him in the red zone more and use him almost as Deshaun Watson was using Will Fuller and DeAndre Hopkins the whole game. I think Corey Davis can hang with those guys toe to toe. He has the physical talents. I like seeing his game. 5 receptions for 55 yards. I want to see that continue. He had 6 catches in week 1, so let's keep going. Let's feed Corey Davis.
He looks the part. He looks like the number one receiver when he gets the ball in his hands. His run after catch is just so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
Man, we had some good stiff arming game today. Like, I think Henry also put someone on the ground with a stiff arm.
Yeah, he did.
Got some good stiff armers on the team.
He did. What'd you guys see out of the run game today? Much more balanced attack, like you said, Justin, with the 2 running backs. Derrick Henry with 18 carries, Dion Lewis with 14 carries. And I know you were at the game, so you didn't hear the commentators make this announcement, but you may have heard it earlier in the week. LaFleur said that after week 1, he kind of lost track of splitting. He wanted to split the carries more or the snaps between Henry and Lewis. And as the game got along, he kind of almost like forgot about Derrick Henry. And Lewis ended up out-snapping him like something crazy by like 30 or 40 snaps at the end of the Miami game. And he said coming into
he literally forgot about him.
He came into the game with a plan to try and get them even snaps, and just kind of got caught up in the game. And by the end, he was like extremely shocked that Lewis had outsnapped Henry by that much. And he made a point going into this game against Houston that he was actually going to keep a chart to make sure they got even amount of snaps or as close to possible. That's an interesting scheme coming in.
Yeah. I mean, talking about last week, though, I thought that was evident that Lewis was the better runner during that game. So I thought that was why he kept him in, which is probably a good thing that he kept him in.
I like the balanced attack because I think it keeps the defense on their toes, dealing with 2 very different runners. And Henry's one of those guys where, he only knocks off 3 to 4 yard runs through most of the game, but then come third or fourth quarter, he's liable to bust a big one or bust a few big ones because defenders don't want to tackle him in the fourth quarter.
I kind of feel like that we're finally getting the balanced run attack that we were looking for with DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry. I feel like, obviously, Derrick Henry's big guy can get,
he's not a power runner, which is surprising for his size.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I guess
it's funny because, Dion Lewis is like the bang it between the tackles up the middle kind of runner, and he's the small, shifty guy.
Well, they mentioned, or I heard the commentator saying that Dion Lewis feels like he can really kind of like hide behind the linemen, and so it makes it hard for the defense to tackle him because they don't necessarily know where he is. And like those short yardage situations, he kind of ducks down and hides behind his lineman and moves forward to pick up the yards. And that way the defense can't really see where he is until it's too late.
Yeah.
Hey, how about
for sure.
Blaine Gabbert picking up 2 first downs by the run? Critical situations with the QB sneaks there.
That was crucial. Man, and I do want to mention that final drive where Suckup hit the game-winning field goal. I was pretty disappointed we couldn't pick up that 3rd and 1. I think it was a 2nd and 3. We ran Henry for 2 yards, and then we ran Lewis for no gain. And so we had to kick the field goal on 4th and 1. It would have been nice to be able to take the clock all the way down and not give Houston the ball back. That still made me nervous at the end. So that kind of stinks. And I thought Henry was running pretty strong.
Yeah,
I was kind of confused. We decided to go with Lewis on the 3rd and 1.
Yeah, because we had run Henry on 1st down and 2nd down, and he'd already picked up 9 yards. I felt like he had the momentum at that point. And I know there was actually an earlier 3rd and 1 in the game where Henry got the ball, and he actually did a spin move, and I thought he wasn't going to make it. But he ended up getting across it. But that's
I remember that play. I know what you're talking about. I was like, I think he got it. I thought he was going to be stopped.
Yeah, but I was with you, Justin. I thought we should have run Henry on that 3rd and 1 late in the game too, but it worked out. And Amy, you were mentioning this during the game. Ryan Suckup, were you going to say it? I'll let you.
I was going to say it. All right, Caleb and I were watching this game, and I brought up how I know I do, and I feel like a lot of other Titans fans probably do too. I really think I take for granted how good of a kicker we have. Like, I was telling Caleb, if there's any field goal under 50 yards that he has to kick, I'm not ever really nervous. Like, I'm always just like, yeah. And especially, after watching the Vikings game today, we are #blessed. I mean, we got to...
I hadn't seen the details of a lot of the games.
Just wait.
That was the game we were watching right after the Titans. The Vikings kicker was 0 of 3 on field goals. They had the Blair Walsh kick, and he missed a game-winning one
from
in
35.
regulation and overtime. 2 in overtime.
Why is Blair Walsh still their kicker?
No, he's not. I'm just saying it's the Blair Walsh curse. The Vikings have the worst luck with kickers.
Yeah.
So Ryan Suckup, I mean, he's almost guaranteed.
He is, and I feel like I really take it for granted, and I don't really realize it until I watch other teams and see
the struggle with their kickers.
He broke the NFL record for consecutive made field goals within 50 yards, didn't he? I mean, the streak's over now.
He's on a new streak. They were just talking
because they were 46 or 47.
They were trying to jinx him so hard before this game-winning one this week. The announcer was like, he is on a streak of 40-something. Kicks under 50 yards made in a row, which is a new
the longest active streak.
Yeah, longest active streak, I think is what it was. I'm like, man, this guy is just trying to jinx Ryan Suckup so bad. Anything left on the offense that you guys got left to say?
So we were talking about the offense. Yeah, sorry I had to do it the back. I don't know. I got it fixed. The stupid battery wasn't working. I have something to mention. I feel like Rashard Matthews is a little bit lost in this offense, or we don't know what to do with him. 2 catches for 8 yards on 4 targets, which was tied for second most on the team as far as targets go. But I want to see more from Rashard Matthews. I feel like we're always using him just to block on screen plays and not really scheming him to get open and make a play catching the ball, because he's a great receiver. Rashard Matthews is fantastic, but I feel like he's a little bit lost in the offense right now.
Granted, he didn't have any time in the offseason to work with the offense, minus the last week before week 1, right? He didn't play in the preseason at all. So I'm sure he's a little.
We signed him to an extension. Did we sign him to an extension so he can block on screen plays?
Yeah. Our passing game wasn't exactly electric. Blaine Gabbert only put up 117 yards. But I agree with you, Justin. I don't know why we wouldn't try to work the ball to Matthews, especially without Delaney Walker being out now.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
and a no-show from Jonnu Smith too. No, not one single catch or target.
I think Matthews will become more active in the offense as Mariota gets better. I just think
that's true. He has the chemistry with Mariota.
I just think 2 games in, and one of those games with our backup quarterback playing, only throwing for 117 total yards. I don't think there's been enough opportunity for him. If we're still having this conversation 6 games into the season, then I think we could question it a little bit. But I think it's too early to deem him as lost.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious the whole offense is struggling to kind of implant and instill the new formula and game plan that the schemes that LaFleur wants to run, because we only put up 7 points on offense today. We only put up 1 touchdown, my bad.
Or I guess you could say 13.
13 points on offense. 7 of those coming off the fake punt, though, but only 1 touchdown. So, not getting a whole lot
definitely
of
struggled
production.
in the second half.
And I mean, look at our total yards. We only had 283, whereas Houston had 437.
Yeah. Hard to believe that Houston out-yarded us 437 to 283. and the same amount of drives. We each had 10 drives. So that is...
They just moved the ball down the field, and then their drives would stall, whereas opposed to us, I feel like we had a few 3-and-outs, so we just kept giving them the ball back without getting any yards. That's very true,
but we did get the 1 turnover of the game, Adoree Jackson with the sick interception to pick him off in the end zone.
I feel like he did not get enough credit TV. Like, that was a sick interception.
That was sick.
Like, that deserved a couple of replays, and I feel like he did not get
They didn't
that.
show it once in the stadium. I was
think
pretty pissed.
I'm sure it was reviewed, obviously, because it was a turnover play. But, I mean, it was pretty close. Watching it live, you're kind of like, did he get both feet in bounds and have possession? But he seemed pretty confident that it was a clear interception right after the play. So I kind of just fed off his emotion, which was nice.
And I didn't know that was only his first interception.
First career interception, yeah. Well, Kevin Byard stole like 2 from him last season. But I feel like Kevin Byard was even pretty shocked that Adoree picked that one off, because Byard was right there in coverage ready to knock him down. And he was like, looked up and saw Adoree had actually caught the ball. And he's like, whoa, that dude is amazing.
He took one from you this time, Byard.
Yeah. But overall, how did you like our pass defense? Deshaun Watson kind of had his way, especially in the second half. Did you have anything left to say about the offense?
I thought the pass defense. Sorry, you talking to me?
Well, I kind of just moved on to the defense.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
I like the pass defense a lot. I thought Deshaun Watson killed us on plays where he just had way too much time. And if he's just sitting back there for like 5+ seconds, that means there's nobody open. So the secondary's doing their job. It's the guys rushing the passer that's giving him that much time to throw the ball, and he eventually makes a play.
But it's dangerous to give a quarterback like that much time, because if no one's open downfield, quarterback like Deshaun Watson can run.
I mean, I know we came away. Drill Casey came away with 2 sacks. Logan Ryan had 1, and then Correa had 1.
I could have sworn Landry had a sack, but I'm not seeing him credited with a sack on the stats.
Harold Landry came out of this game. I mean, he was very intense in this game. That's what I'm trying to say. I loved his intensity. I was watching the game. I even tweeted this. He was. Felt like I saw number 58 just all over the field on every defensive snap. He was in the backfield. He's forcing Deshaun Johnson.
You keep wanting to say Johnson.
I'm just on this Johnson train today. But he was forcing Deshaun Watson, just making him uncomfortable in the pocket, forcing him to get out time and time again. But
yeah, I mean. The pass rush was good. I mean, we did have 4 sacks, 9 QB hits, 5 tackles for loss. But there were other times where we just weren't getting anywhere close to him, and he was just sitting back there, just taking his time to throw a pass. But overall, the pass rush was good, especially Landry.
And
what a debut!
Especially early. I think once we got that 14-0 lead, we kind of took our foot off the gas in terms of at least dialing up blitzes, because that's when he started getting all that time back there. When we started just rushing 3 and 4, and then just kind of sitting back trying to play, and he started tearing us apart with Will Fuller and what's his name, DeAndre Hopkins.
That guy.
Yeah,
I don't know DeAndre.
I mean, both of those guys went over 100 yards and a touchdown apiece. But none of their other receivers really did anything. Ellington, 45 yards. But, I mean, we knew that those were their
If anyone else had over 100 yards, that'd be crazy to have 3 over 100-yard receivers.
Yeah, but still.
Well, I'm just saying that none of their other receivers really made an impact. But, yeah, I guess you're right. When you have those 2 guys that are balling out, you don't really need anybody else to step up in the pass game.
I don't know. I think our pass game definitely needs some work. Our pass defense needs some work.
Or pass defense?
Yeah, Malcolm Butler giving up another huge play again. 2 weeks in a row.
But he was right there. It was a great – no, but if he turned around, what is it with Titans defensive backs and just not looking for the ball on those deep passes? I feel like that's something that we've always struggled with.
I feel like we've been talking
years
about it since Titans Tube originated. Even our cornerbacks back in the day when we were working with who we had Bleedy Ray Wilson in our first year as Titans Tube.
Yeah,
Cody Sensible, how they would never turn their heads around. I mean, you got to, 3 or 4 seconds into a defensive play, you got to just know that the ball's probably coming out. So get your head around.
Read the receiver's eyes. They're looking at something. I mean, if he would have turned around, he had a good chance to pick that ball off. But
I think Samari needs to come in.
Yeah, get burned again for the second straight game.
Put Samari in.
Come out of retirement.
Yeah, we could use that guy. That dude was an intercepting machine.
But overall, Fuller and Hopkins had their way with our offensive. With our passing defense, especially when we did not generate any kind of pass rush.
Yeah, but you know what? After the game that Watson put on us last year, 17 points in this game, that's a drastic improvement.
Yeah, from 57
overall,
points, I'll take 40 points less any day.
We were 40 points better today on defense
Good job,
than we were
Titans.
last year against him. I'm still kind of not in disbelief, but honestly, man, I didn't really feel good coming into this game. You should be proud, Titans fans. You should be proud of your Titans team today. I'm kind of going off on a random tangent here, but this is such a feel-good win, man. It's a feel-good win. Be proud of your team for sticking with it, after all these injuries happened.
I am.
Yeah, I'm proud of my Titans, man. I'm just proud.
I think we really need to emphasize too, like, I know we all were feeling really down from last week. I know all of Titan Nation was feeling really down from last week. So you can only imagine how the team was feeling. I mean, they were so excited. First regular season game. I mean, and then to have it end like that with all the injuries and the delays and just
you're gonna go back to morale.
Going back to morale. I'm just saying. I think we always talk about how like, oh, it's so hard, or like, oh, we're so upset, it's sad, and it's hard. Imagine if, like, you were actually on the team and that is your life and that is what you worked so hard all off season for, and that happens. So, like, having to come back and play again the next week and getting a win, I mean, it's huge. It's huge.
Resiliency. Mike Mularkey always preached it. I mean, it's a big thing in the NFL. Got to make the next play.
They didn't let
Titans came out and didn't let that.
Didn't let their head or emotions get the best of them. They just focused and did the damn thing.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You can't let your lows be too low, but at the same time, we can't get too high after this game. We got
that's because you're not Denver, man. You got to come out to Colorado.
I can't get high. That's true. That's
no,
true.
But I just, once again, impressive.
All right, yeah, what else?
I just think what happened last week makes this one even more impressive.
Oh yeah, this is
definitely
still lots of football left to play, man.
Lots of football.
So yeah, what else? What else about the defense? Anything else stick out to you?
No, Harold Landry was kind of my main point there, and then
Rashaan Evans, he got in the game, didn't he? But I didn't see him
I don't think
anything.
he recorded.
I don't know if he played a lot.
I don't think he even recorded a tackle. As I'm looking at the stats, I don't believe he did. But I mean, it's still encouraging to see him out on the field. He is our first round draft pick from this year, so I know he's been banged up. So it's good to get him in and taste a little bit of the game action. I don't know how many snaps he was actually in for, but that's okay. It was good to see him out there.
Logan Ryan's sack was pretty sweet.
Yeah, we had some nice drawn-up blitzes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I liked that one.
Blitz was great.
Yeah, what do you think about the end of the game? Deshaun Watson just running out the last 17 seconds of the clock, basically.
I don't know. I feel like maybe he panicked or something. Like
his lack of experience.
Because he was just like walking around back there.
I think his lack of experience definitely showed there. I like Deshaun Watson. I think he's a great player and a good quarterback, but I think his lack of experience really showed in that last play.
Can you believe that's only his 8th NFL start in his career? 8th game to start?
Yeah, I feel like he's played a lot more.
Everyone's already attributing him as like a cemented star in the league. That dude's only played 8 games, only like half a season.
That's wild.
Of worth of games. So he's definitely still learning, definitely still young, and he blew that game to the bemoan of the Texans fans, but to the what word am I looking for here? The happiness of the Titans fans.
Happiness?
That'll work. I can use happiness. I was looking for a better word, but sometimes you just need to be simple. Delight.
But that was weird. Couldn't he have easily just like picked up 20 yards scrambling and ran out of bounds?
All he needed was like 10 or 15 yards to get the Fairbairn into his projected field goal territory. He could have easily picked up that, run out of bounds, and then they could have kicked it to send it to overtime. But
he literally, you could tell he was
so
just
bizarre.
Panicked. Like I kind of think he, pulled a little He pulled a little J.R. Smith and kind of just forgot the situation, what was going on.
Nice
reference. And I think he forgot, oh, wait, I need to get out of bounds or stop the clock or something so we can run another play.
Yeah, he definitely did not understand the situation. Wasted too much time. They kind of panicked at the end. Didn't even throw it into the end zone when he knew there was only like 3 seconds left, and that was his only shot.
He's human.
I was like, well, I guess he's just going to go for the win and just like Hail Married into the end zone. But he didn't even do that. And I was like, man, that guy just really blew that.
And Hopkins caught it, which is the worst thing he could have done. He should have tried to drop it to give them another chance, because you should have known, being in the middle of the field and getting tackled, the clock is definitely
these kids these days, they're all worried about their stats. They're just trying to pad their stats over wins.
Blake Bortles.
Hopkins definitely was starting himself in fantasy football, so he was just trying to score more points.
Another big thing I was going to point out that came to my mind, I thought the Texans really kind of kicked themselves in the pants with all the penalties, but they actually didn't end up having that many more penalty yards than we did. We finished with 8 penalties for 70 yards. They had 11 penalties for 88 yards, so 18 yards difference, mainly coming from...
that sounds like a lot of penalties on both teams, but really I didn't notice the refs as much as opposed to last week, I guess. True. Because the calls didn't really affect the game as directly that much.
I would say the one
questionable calls
that Houston fans are going to say is the double pass that Blaine Gabbert did from behind the line of scrimmage.
Dude, that was a smart play. That was the best thing he could have done because it was only a 5-yard penalty and we didn't lose a down.
There's no way in hell Blaine Gabbert knew the rule that if he tried to throw it again, it would only be a 5-yard penalty.
I would argue that he did.
From the spot. No, he should have knocked that ball down instead of trying to catch it. Who does he think he is? Marcus Mariota? No.
He was definitely trying to be Marcus.
You think he knew the rule?
Yeah.
I think he did.
He said, I heard him in the post-game presser on the radio. He said that he did something similar his rookie year in Jacksonville.
Probably extremely accidentally. I mean, maybe the situation had happened to him before, so maybe I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, Amy. But
I think he knew.
But I still think the correct thing to do would be for him to swat down the ball when it gets knocked back to him instead of trying to catch it and run with it from 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage or whatever. 12 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Another big penalty on the Texans. Jadeveon Clowney helping us out in two ways, sitting out the game and then giving us 15 yards from just sitting on the sidelines.
What? Yeah, what was he doing? That was
it was when Luke Stalker caught the ball and kind of fell into their bench. Apparently he said something to him as he was walking back onto the field because in the replay you can see both Stalker and the ref whip their head around as he says one last thing, and that's when the flag comes out. So I know they put that rule in place a few years ago that there are certain actual you can go too far in trash talk and get a penalty, unsportsmanlike penalty. So thank you, Clowney, for that. That was huge, man.
So I'm dying to know what he said. So everyone put it in the comments below.
Do we know what Jadeveon Clowney said?
That was huge.
No, I want to know. So I want to hear everyone's opinion on what you think he said.
Yeah.
Any lip readers out there?
Don't get too vulgar.
Ooh.
I said don't get too vulgar.
Yeah, I mean, people do the opposite of what you say on
That's
YouTube.
not going to happen.
Especially in the comment section.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Man, just a big win.
Big time win. Is your faith restored, Titan Nation?
Amy, is your faith restored in Titan Nation? Are you going to pick the Titans next week against the Jags?
That's the big question.
Let's take a quick peek. Okay, 24-3 right now. Jags up on the Patriots.
Hey, they just got a pick, I think. So hey,
I don't know. We'll
they
see.
Could be making their comeback.
It's good to see and know that this team can win. It's good.
Yeah.
Obviously we believe that and think that, but it's good to see it. So that's definitely a big positive. But we'll
make another basketball reference. It's almost like when a young guy sees the ball go through the net for the first time in a game, kind of gives them a little bit of confidence. I think the Titans fan base needed to see this new coaching staff get a win, regardless of if Mariota was out there or not. All right, stuttering as I had the cough. Regardless. If Mariota was out there or not, I think it was huge for this staff in the city to see the win, to see the ball go through the hoop this season.
Another basketball reference.
I think that one was unnecessary, but
we're definitely going to be doing some basketball tube this year.
Basketball tube, NBA tube.
Basketball is so vague.
Are we going to be Lakers fans, Amy? That is the question. We will cross that bridge when we get to it.
I've already crossed it.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Huge win for the Titans, 20-17. Got another AFC South division rival next week in the Jacksonville Jaguars. Could be coming in.
If we win that game, bro, we are going to be in first place in the division.
I cannot wait.
Wouldn't that be sweet?
Cannot wait. Well,
looking for that number one spot.
We would love to hear your thoughts on the game. What do you think? What do you think about the game?
What did Clowney say?
What did Clowney say? Comment with your best caption.
What was Watson thinking on the last play? So many questions.
Is Blaine Gabbert going to be our new starting quarterback?
Ooh.
Or Kevin Byard?
No, you know who is? Kevin Byard.
Kevin Byard should be the starting quarterback. Always.
He's making his case. He's climbing that QB depth chart.
Definitely the most beautiful spiral. Yeah, it's good to know that if Gabbert goes down, we have Byard available to go as the third string quarterback.
get that lefty spiral going.
Hey, guys, if you didn't know, you can listen to all of our episodes now as a podcast. Subscribe to the Titans Tube podcast on iTunes now. Search Titans Tube. Give us some sweet ratings and reviews because we like to talk about football stuff. What was our slogan again?
The guys who know
we are the best
football.
sports talkers.
Best football sports talkers or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So go check that out. If you don't want to, look at our faces and just listen to the audio, you can check that out now on iTunes as a podcast. Titans Tube. Subscribe, like, comment, rate, donate, participate, cremate. Someone interject here.
Soulmate.
Salivate.
Soulmate. Salivate. Depreciate. Defecate.
Defecate.
Oh.
What's in on that?
It's getting dark.
All right, I'm going to stop recording.
I think that about covers it. Yeah. Okay.